Welcome back, and you join us after a couple of days in Milo where we've restocked Luena, as the plan is to head over to the Scilly Isles for a few days, and we understand it's better to stock up before you go. The plan is to motor out to the Helford River and drop anchor, to wait for an opportunity to either go straight to the Scilly Isles or bounce down to Penzance before making the crossing. But first, we need to drop the ball and negotiate that mooring field.
There we go. Because we drifted round, that saves our life a lot easier. Okay, we're drifting off. We are free of the ball.
Well, that was easier than when we came in. 50 minutes later, we are pulling into the Helford River, where we will be keeping a close eye on that weather window.
Neutral. I'm going to lose control, yeah? I'm in neutral. Do you want me to put it into stopover reverse? Sorry. Stopover reverse.
Make sure we're... And we've pulled up. Yeah, nope, I'd say we're fine. Yeah, it's pulling right out in front. That's absolutely fine. We've dug.
And what a beautiful spot to hang out for a few days. Unfortunately, the wind is very changeable, so I'm not sure how long we'll be here for. Well, that was unexpected. We hadn't planned on moving from the Helford River, as the forecast showed little to no wind. But by 10 AM we had a lovely 12 knots, so we upped sticks and headed down to Penzance. And what a great view we have of St Michael's Mount.
Good morning and welcome to stunning Penzance. And hasn't the weather taken a turn for the better? We're currently anchored just outside Newlyn, waiting on that weather window to see if we can get across to the Isles of Scilly. And currently it looks like tomorrow could be good. So fingers crossed, and let's see what happens. Let's have a look at the weather.
The wind is planned to come from the north-northwest at a gentle 9 to 10 knots, increasing slightly to 14 knots later in the day. This should put us on a nice broad reach for most of the journey. There are 3 traffic separation schemes, or TSS's, around the Scilly Isles, and Predict Wind doesn't take these into account when route planning, so we're going to need to cut further south than the shown routes, keeping Wolf Rock well to the north if we're going to stay out of the north-south TSS.
Back into neutral. Starboard. Forward. We're hard over to starboard now.
Currently there is less than 4 knots of breeze, but ever the optimist, I'm convinced that as we get out of the wind shadow of Land's End, the wind will fill in to that promised 10 knots.
Anchor sighted, it's just being clean. Anchor's now clean. And we're home.
What's going on inside the cardinal marker?
Unfortunately, that optimism was for nothing, as we still have barely 5 knots. The distance is approximately 40 miles, and as we left at 10 to catch the wind and tide, we will need to maintain approximately 5 knots if we stand any chance of getting in before the sun goes down. So that means the iron sail. Damn. And here we are passing the famous Wolf Rock, which gets its name from the fissures that are said to produce a howling sound when there's a gale force wind. Currently, the lighthouse is constructed from Cornish granite and was completed in 1869 after a gruelling 8-year build due to the treacherous weather conditions in the area. Interestingly, it was also the first lighthouse in the world to have a helipad. I think the wind is actually getting lighter, so it looks like it's going to be an uneventful motor all the way to the Scillies. But if there's one thing that's guaranteed to get Sam fully animated, it's a pod of dolphins, and it looks like they're coming to give us a tow.
Quite a young one, isn't he?
With the fun over and a few more miles under the keel, we finally sight the Scilly Isles, which marks the first time we've ever taken Lewena away from the mainland. I know it's only 40 miles, but it's a start. Within the hour, we're anchored in the busy anchorage of Port Cressa on the island of St Mary's, where we plan to stop for a couple of days. This morning we're sitting on Port Cressa beach, planning a little excursion into Hugh for some fresh milk and a little shopping.
Right, the co-op is on Silver Street. So I think I'd like a t-shirt.
T-shirts it is then. Hugh is small but very pretty, and Sam is making a beeline for the iOS clothing company for that t-shirt. It wasn't until we got back to the boat that we realised iOS stands for Isles of Scilly. This morning we're making an early start, leaving Hugh and heading over to the Eastern Isles and an anchorage called Great Ganley. turned out to be just as crowded but equally as beautiful. So sailing in all that rain seems worth it right now. Coming round to the Eastern Isles does give us the opportunity to grab Uber and head up to a secluded little beach on St Martin's, where we have the beach pretty much to ourselves. You won't get this in Hastings. This viewpoint also gives you an understanding of the challenges finding an anchorage if a storm blows through, especially if the wind changes direction suddenly. So let's enjoy this while we can. I think there's another weather front coming in. Next time we make an early start heading back to the mainland before losing our kite.
The whole of the luff shot straight up in the air. That's not ideal.
Our sail drive is looking a little furry. And we finally make it back into Portland. Until next time, stay safe.